All right, what's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozek, and this will be my first how-to video on packing a kit. Actually, probably one of my onlys, but this is going to be called "How to Pack a Hulk" or any other custom statue. So this will finally got recovered from the holidays, put Christmas stuff away yesterday. The house is still kind of a wreck, but I'm going to get Hulk packed up today and shipped out to Sonu. And I figured this would be a good opportunity to show you how I pack statues that I've painted. I've only packed a few other ones before, but this method I've used has gotten there safe and in one piece. The last Punisher I did went to Singapore, and it got there in perfect condition, so this is how I do it. I got the base right here. I just got done signing it and putting the felt pads on it, so we'll start with that. With this being as big as he is and as heavy, I'm gonna try to get him in one box. So the stuff you're gonna need to do this properly is either this is newsprint or like gift wrapping tissue. This is what I use. You typically use the gift wrapping tissue, but I ran out, and since the holidays are over, it's hard to find it in bulk. So I went and just got some newsprint, which will do just fine as long as there's no printing on it or anything that can rub off on the statue. That's all I really care about. You're gonna need foam. I started out using this pick and pluck foam, which is this kind of where you can kind of pick it apart and make custom sizes, but this is a little expensive. It does a good job, it's just more expensive. So I'm going to use some of that for this just so I can kind of use it up. So I started using this stuff right here, and this is a 2-inch foam. And I forget the exact name of it, but I'll put a link down below to what this is. And I buy it from a factory called Foam Factory, and they're the cheapest places I found online to buy this. Now you'll see this cut to a specific size already because I actually bought a bunch of boxes off of Amazon that are this dimensional. These are 24 by 18. The box I have is much bigger than that. It's 22 by 22 by, what is it? Anyway, I hope it's big enough for the Hulk because we're trying to get this in one box. So it's not that a big deal if the foam is cut up already. It's still going to work. But I may have to use quite a bit of foam on this guy just because he's so heavy. Now, if you go by foam, it's not the cheapest thing around. Sorry, I'm going to get organized here. It's not the cheapest thing around. But if you buy this is like I don't want to say it's cheap foam, but this is what what they call packing foam. It's actually when I read the description, it's actually recommended for packing statues or collectibles and things like that. So I thought I'd get that. It is cheaper than the pick and pluck because the pick and pluck, it's all perforated. So they charge you more for that. This is solid, and you can see where I kind of outlined it when I was cutting it all out. Trying to think the last order I placed. Hey, Alina, turn that down. My daughter's phone is always so dang loud. Can't remember what I spent last time, but if you spend $75 or more at Foam Factory, the shipping is free. So I think the last time I placed an order for like $150, and this will use a lot of foam. To give you a reference, the Hellboy I packed up back in September used about $35 for the phone, so this will probably be maybe double that. But with as expensive as this piece is, and the time that's put into it, you don't want to skip out on packing. You want to do it right. So the box that I bought on Amazon will not fit this kit, and they're not thick enough. So I went to Home Depot and just got one of their moving boxes, and this is their extra heavy duty, or the heavy duty box, which means it's I think this is 4-ply. It's twice as thick as your normal cardboard. So, and by the time I'm done, this will be, you won't see it. So I'll wrap it in. I always wrap my packages in butcher paper just so it's a nice clean look on the outside, and that way there's no confusion with the postal service on what it is or where it's going. So this will get wrapped in butcher paper in the end. Oh, I need my tape gun. 1 second. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the bottom of this together, and I'll be off the camera back here. I'm going to just put the bottom together. Let's see where it is. I can actually tilt up for you guys. Maybe. Come on. Oh, that was the wrong knob. Okay. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay, so I got this big box here, as you can see. And I'm just going to close up the bottom first. And I'm hoping he's going to fit. I'm actually looking at this now, and he may not fit in here. I need to measure him again. I may have to get a bigger box and then come back. Let me see. This was the biggest box that Home Depot had in this thickness. He may not fit in this. I may have to go get a different box. He'd fit, but he wouldn't have enough padding around him. So I'm a little concerned about that. This is the extra large, right? Extra large. Somewhere there's dimensions 22 by 22 by 21. Yeah. I'm going to have to go get a different box. This one is not going to be big enough. So I'm going to pause, go find a bigger box, and come back. Okay, I'm back. So I had to run to a moving company to get a big enough box. So what I got is I'm trying to get my camera straight, sort of straight. Everything's backwards when you're looking at your little monitor. So I got a 24-inch square box that's 20 inches deep, which should give me plenty of space to pad everything and get them in there. So I'm going to basically take everything off the table that I don't need right now, which is Hulk. Let's get him over here out of the way. And I'm going to tape up the bottom of the box. Get that secured real quick. I did buy the next size up, but it was 30 inches square, and it's absolutely massive. I think this will give me just enough space to pack them safely and get them there. I had a tape gun. Can I do that? There it is. Try to get this. Oh, I know. It's not. I'll get a jam. That's why it keeps moving. Okay. So it's taped up. And again, this is a double wall, so this is the thick cardboard. I use a lot of tape. I tape the crap out of these things. Because in the end, tape is cheap compared to everything else that goes into this stuff. So to pack one of these, it takes me it'll take me an hour to pack it, probably close to an hour. You know, that's another thing you guys are paying for is it took me an hour just to get the damn box that I needed. So yeah, I'm trying to put this up on the table. And actually what I need to do next is probably cut some foam to the bottom. It's the first time I'm filming this, so it's kind of hard because You need a lot of space to do it. That's all there is to it. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause and I'm going to go do this on the ground. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're on the ground now. This will be easier to work around. I'm going to put some gloves on so they'll be handling the statue and everything. So I need to get a layer of foam on the bottom first. And for that, we're just going to use this white foam. And so this is already 24 inches long. So that fits there perfectly. I just need to cut another piece that's, I need to cut it down by, let's see, 24 minus, can't do my math right now. This is, let's see, I can't do it right now. My brain's a little fried. I think it's 6 inches I need. Roughly 7.5, 8 inches. So I need to cut this down a little bit. Right. So I'm going to move this over for now. Keep my phone over here so you can see what I'm doing. That's my little, that's in a viewfinder. Alright, so we're going to mark this. I'm going to make it just a little over 7.5, make it 7 3/4. Just so it's a tight fit. 7 3/4. There. And when I cut this, and when I'm doing this in big strips, I typically use a serrated knife, but since we're doing this in small, just got to kind of push down on it a little bit. I'm using an X-Acto blade. It cuts easier. Push down on it. This knife is new. You get a new knife, a new blade. Alright. Okay. So there's that piece. Which can now go over here into the box. You guys can see that. So now I got my 2-inch layer of foam on the bottom. Okay. Right there. 2 inches of foam. Now I need to cut the insert for the base. So I'll see if I can do it with the Pick and Fluff foam. I can do that. So I can use this stuff, or I can actually cut it using the white foam. So what I think I'm going to do is, and I'm going to put this foam in. When I do this next layer, I'm going to do it perpendicular to the first layer. So I need to cut this off a little bit, and cut this one down a little bit. So let's get the base out of the way for now. There. You try and cut this one down to the right width, which is again about 7 3/4. I'm only taking a little bit off the side, but I'm only taking what am I taking off, like an inch or so. And I always keep all the scrap foam, so I can use that to kind of stick in places to fill in for extra padding. I try not to use bubble wrap on these. I've heard some horror stories about bubble wrap sticking to paint stuff, but this paint's been cured, but you never know. Okay. So there's that. So now what I can do, I'm just going to make sure that's going to fit. It should. So that's perfect. So now what I can do, again, put the box this side. And we're going to put these two together, like that. And then we're going to put the base on it. And I'll do it at an angle because it seems to give it the most padding if I do that. So we'll do this a little bit of an angle. And I'm just going to take my Sharpie, wherever it went, and I'm going to outline this. I know it's a really, I'm going to see if I can come down the camera a little bit so you can see better. I'm going to pause some tripod phones. Alright, at least now we're a little closer now. Okay, so again, I'm going to just put these two together as closely as possible. Put this down, like that, and then we're going to do a rough outline of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. This, and then I'll time lapse the cutting of this. Actually, it takes a while to cut this stuff. And I actually cut a little bit smaller than my outline. It's a nice snug fit. Okay, you can kind of see it there. It's kind of, I think you guys can see it. I can see it, so I'm going to put this on time lapse and cut this out. Okay, so that's been cut, and again, this isn't like, this is not factory cuts. You know, this is not going to be like, you know, super die cut looking, but it's going to get the job done. So I'll get that cut, and it should be just a tad smaller than the actual base, which will give it a nice snug fit. So let's put this in the box. And again, I'm going to put this perpendicular to the other foam. It's already in there. Put that in there. Put that in there. That. And then I'm going to lay a piece of this paper down here just to, and then the base will fit in here. Make sure I got it going the right way, so that needs to go. That, and the base can go in. And it's going to be a real nice snug fit. You kind of have to push it down in there to get the fit. You don't want this moving around. It's going to be nice and snug. I'm just going around the edges and kind of pulling the foam. And this will kind of just get it to sit down in there. And the paper is, again, just kind of another layer of protection. Just to help keep things from rubbing, you know. You really don't want anything rubbing around because that'll cause issues later. Okay, now we're going to put another piece of paper down. Just like this. Again. There's another barrier. And that paper is actually perfect. This paper is 24 by 24. So the base is in there. And we're good to go for the base. Okay. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to put just another layer of foam in there. Actually, let me get the, just going to throw some in here real quick. And this will go perpendicular again to the other foam. So right now we're on layer 3 of our foam. So we've got, this will be 6 inches of foam in here so far. And I've got to cut down another piece. And that's 7 3/4. The foam I buy, when you buy it, it comes in a big roll. And unfortunately, if I had the room, I'd store it in a roll, but it's just so big. And they recommend as soon as you get it to open it up and let it kind of unfold because it'll get compressed. And it won't have much, I guess, padding power. That's a word, padding power. Do that. Put this down. That. And then once this is down, we can start trying to get the Hulk in there. And there's that. So we have the first layer is a 2-inch layer of foam. Then we have the insert cut out for the base, wrapped in paper, and then another layer of paper. Now we have an additional 2 inches of foam on top of the base. So let me get my gloves on. And we'll throw a Hulk in there and see what we got to do. Now for him, just because of the way he's shaped, I don't think I can cut an insert for him. I'm going to see what I can do. It may be a matter of just kind of putting him in the middle and then filling foam around him. I don't know yet. Because he doesn't come apart. Now if he'd come apart, like if the legs would come off, the arms would come off, I could cut inserts for those. But since, that doesn't work with him. Let's figure something else out. So, and I still have to get the little Hulk and the little base in it. That's easy. And the iguana. Okay. So he fits pretty good actually. And we want to get him centered. It's right there. So we'll have about 1.5 inches of foam on the side and a good 2 inches of foam. They'll have about 2 inches of foam all the way around, which is my goal. So now, what's the best thing to do here? I'm thinking I might be able to cut and insert. This is where I might use the pluck and pick foam, like from the middle of his back. So I'm going to slide this to the side. It's going to be a heavy box. Really heavy. Okay, so if I put him there, like that, I can use that, and I can kind of pluck out the foam that will allow him to kind of sit down in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start kind of plucking foam in the middle, where his elbow hits, and where his foot hits. And then we'll go there. So I'll put that on time lapse because it could take a little bit. Okay, so this is going to work. So I was able to basically kind of do a little pluck some of this out around him to get this to work. And the whole idea is just basically just keeps him from moving around too much, if at all, in the male. That's what we don't want. We don't want him moving around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece down the middle in there. I'm going to place them in there. And then we're going to, basically, I'm just going to stuff foam around them. So this is kind of like the shape we have for his arms, torso, and his foot. We got all this extra foam that I always keep, so I'll use that to throw in there as extra padding. Okay. So throw that in there like that, right in the middle. Throw him in. And now he's centered in there. And now there's a big gap underneath this foot right here, so we'll have to fill that in. we're getting there. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of paper down here. I need to fill in the sides. I'm going to cut a couple strips to do that real quick. Looks like I need, let's see what I need about 4 inches on each of the sides. How wide is this? Perfect. Cut this right down the middle. It'll give me what I need to fill in. So this is another part of the whole building thing is the packing. I mean, this takes some time. This takes a while. It would cut easier if I had new blades. There we go. I'll fill in there nicely. This will fill in here nicely. As Ace Ventura would say, like a glove. Okay, so my gloves over here are kind of sweaty, so I'm just going to pick them up real carefully with my bare hands. Over here some other foam that I have. And then we're going to get another piece of our paper. And then we'll set them in on top of that. So, again, I'm just going to go around and make sure that he's sitting down in that kind of thing we made for him. Okay. That's good. Okay, now, I start filling it in around him with this spare extra foam I have. So, like, I'll take this piece. Actually, this piece may be better. I have to cut this down a little bit. This piece can come over here. That. So this is where it kind of gets a little dirty as far as the packing goes, but again, we just want to protect it. That's all we care about. Now, nope, I'm going to go get some more foam probably from the garage, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so we're going to just continue kind of getting foam around him. And basically I went downstairs and got the pieces that were kind of left over from when I cut these initially. So we're just going to try to get him nicely protected. necessarily pretty, just has to do the job. And this foam is going to shed a little bit, so don't worry about that. So it's not going to hurt anything. So when you get this, when you get them in the mail, just watch this video in reverse on how to unpack them. As you can see, I got the foam in there, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of take this out and put some paper around, put around them, just to, again, cut down on any rubbing or anything that can happen. That go. I'm recording a video, guys. Hey. That'll work. Now we're just going to start kind of filling in. And I'll have to go get more foam. This is taking a lot of foam. Just a big piece. Throwing it in. Sorry about all the noise. Pretty busy day today here. All right, so I threw on Tom Nuts there for a little bit. So I was just basically taking that extra pick and pluck foam that I had from previously and just kind of stuffing it in here and filling all the voids and stuff. And then I took another piece of it, put it on top. I cut out an opening for the base for the little Hulk. I'm going to wrap him up in some tissue paper. Now loosely like this. Got a little spot for him here. Get him down there nice and snug. So, and then the last thing we're going to do, I got the little gecko here. You put him in some, well, I'll make a little spot for him right here. I'm not going to wrap him up because I think I could do more damage than good if I do that. So I'm just going to kind of throw him in there. And now the last thing to do is kind of get a last layer of foam on top. Protect everything. We'll throw another layer of paper down. Never have too many layers in my opinion. Once I tape it down, it'll be nice and snug. That's good. That's good. You know, there's another little piece right here. Just tear it. Yeah, tear it. I think that's pretty good. I feel like he's in there good. Down just a hair. He's down just a hair. Almost done. That. And get some extra little pieces of what's on there. Hurt. Let's see what this will do. I think that's pretty good. I don't think that's gonna do anything. I'll do one more. Again, one more piece on top, just so it's not so ugly when you first open it. And then I got a packing note that I put in. Basically, a little thank you note and some basic instructions. 1 second, sorry. And we'll throw in my new cool sticker right on top of here. Wants to come off the backing. Come on. I'll just do this kind of thing. It's a nice little touch. You know, that'll be thrown out. Put a packing note in. It's basically a little thank you for having me do something for you. What to do if something, if it shows up broken. Also just kind of basic care advice as far as like how to handle this and stuff. Keep it out of sunlight as much as possible. And then we'll close it up. And then we're going to tape the ever living crap out of it. And I like to put one right down the middle to start with while pushing it together. Actually, I won't need to wrap this one on butcher paper because there's nothing on the outside of the box. I mentioned earlier I usually do butcher paper, but that's if the box has something on the outside. This is just a plain box. I don't need to do that. Now, there it is, ready to go. Just gotta address it. I gotta weigh the sucker. I gotta take it to my scale here. Will not weigh this. Is too heavy. But I do have a new FedEx commercial account, so hopefully that'll save on shipping. But I mean, he's got to be 50 pounds. I mean, that's my guess. But he's in there. I mean, he should be good and safe, and don't feel any movement in there when I shake him around. So lots of foam, lots of padding. So we'll get this in the mail. What's today? Saturday? Maybe I get it today. If not, it'll be Monday. I can't. Monday's working day, so I'll try to drop it off this afternoon or at the latest Tuesday. But that's how I packed the Hulk up. So soon you watch this, play it in reverse to unpack them. But that's how to pack this Hulk. Other kits are different. Like the Hellboy I did, I can cut out. They fit in the boxes I bought previously, so I can cut more like kind of custom inserts and stuff. But if you have a custom piece that doesn't have inserts, custom inserts cut, this is kind of the process I go through. And then sometimes after those custom pieces are put together, the inserts that come with them don't work anymore. So you either have to either try to modify those inserts or repackage the head thing completely. So anyway, hope this video wasn't too boring, but maybe informative for you guys. As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye. I did forget to do one thing. It's not a big deal, but I usually put a pair of latex gloves in there. Like in the instructions says, please use the enclosed latex gloves to handle your statue. I forgot to put those in, so I'm not untaping this thing. But Sonu, use the gloves when you handle your statue, just to keep from getting fingerprints on and stuff, because the oils from your fingers will leave shiny spots and over time can harm the paint. So yeah, use some gloves. Cotton gloves or latex gloves are fine. Use latex gloves. Use powderless gloves. Don't use powdered gloves. You'll get powder everywhere. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.